Hi everyone, welcome back. Morgan here. What we are going to be doing is discussing the homework called Math for Chemistry, although I might be calling it Math for Chemistry number 1. Okay? Now, this is going to be a homework where you get credit just for turning it in. As long as it's complete, you're going to get, 5 out of 5 points. We're going to give you a second one of these, which will just be called Math for Chemistry number 2. And we're going to pick a couple of questions at random and decide, all right, these are the questions we're going to grade. And we're not going to go over the assignment. We're just going to make it a 20-point homework and grade them whether you got them right or wrong. So this first homework is basically a freebie. As long as it's complete, even if you just copied it off of this video, you're going to get credit for it. But we're not going to post a video about how to do number 2. We're going to grade it right versus wrong. Okay? All right, so part 1 dealt with Sig Figs, a pretty straightforward question, I'm hoping. How many Sig Figs are in 23 centimeters? That's got 2. In 500 meters, that's only got 1 because there's no decimal point. But in this next one, 500 meters, that's got 3 because there's a decimal point there at the end. 9.855 has 4, and this has 5. Those are all non-zero digits. That's got 3, all non-zero digits. 107 is 3 because that 0 falls between non-zeros. 0.2338 is 4. Leading zeros never count. 8.035 is 4. That 0 falls between non-zeros. Now here, 0.05587. That is 4 Sig Figs. The leading 0 does not count. It's just a placeholder. It's telling you magnitude. 0.001, that's got 1 Sig Fig. 1001 has got 4 Sig Figs. Those zeros count because they fall between non-zeros. So take a second here, pause if necessary, make sure you have your correct answers. Okay, now going on to part 2. We're going to write the following numbers in scientific notation, which means we're going to have a mantissa up front, which is a number between 1 and 10, but not equal to 10, and then an exponent, which is our power of 10, telling us the magnitude, whether it's a big or small number. Any number in here that's a significant digit is going to be included. So 10,000 is 1 times 10 raised to the 1, 2, 3, 4th power. Here, we're going the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 times 10 to the negative 4th. So it's a negative exponent when we've got small numbers, and it's a positive exponent when we've got big numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 8 times 10 to the negative 6th. This is 7 times 10 to the 2nd. Here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4.7 times 10 raised to the 4th. And again, if we're going a little fast, feel free to pause between questions. Feel free to back up, listen to the explanations multiple times. All right, over here in F, we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives us 4.3 times 10 to the negative 6th. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5857 times 10 to the 4th. Now, we have to include all those numbers because they are significant figures. It's not exactly easier to write this number in scientific notation, but we can still do it. Now here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 3.6 times 10 to the fourth, and here 8.035 times 10, although I like to write times 10 to the first. And then let's finish that out here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 times 10 to the negative 8th. Okay, those are some Algebra 1 skills. I don't think those will be wrecking anybody's brain. Okay, so now on to part 3. We're going to be doing some stuff. We can do it with a calculator, without a calculator. I'm going to show you how to do it without the calculator, just so that you know what's going on here. 10 to the fourth times 10 to the second. Multiplying exponents, we add them. That gives us 10 to the sixth. 4 plus 2 is sixth. Here, 10 to the sixth times 10 to the negative third is 10 to the third. 6 plus negative 3. When dividing exponents, we subtract. 10 to the 9 minus sixth is 10 to the third. 10 to the 2 minus 7 is 10 to the negative fifth. And 10 to the negative 4 plus 9 is 10 to the fifth itself. Okay? Algebra 1 skill, not so bad. Okay. Now, working with scientific notation. I'm not convinced algebra teachers did too much about this, so I want to look at it in some detail. First off, turn it into 2 problems. Work with the mantisses, and then work with the powers of 10. What is 2.50 times 2.00? 2.50 times 2.00 equals 5.00. Times 10 to the, what's 2 plus 3? That's 5. 3 sig figs, 3 sig figs, that's got 3 sig figs. So 5.00 times 10 to the fifth. Remember, we're saying here, do these to the correct number of significant digits. 5.0 times 7.00, 5 times 7 is 35. 2 sig figs, that's just a 35. Times 10 to the 4 and 5 makes 9. However, when I go this way, I've got to make this power of 10 one bigger. 3.5 times 10 to the 10th. I couldn't leave that as 35. 35 is a number that is bigger than 10, and that is not allowed for my mantissa. Okay, so now I'm looking at division. 2.50 divided by 1.25. Well, that equals 2, but really 2.00, 3 sig figs. Now I have times 10 to the negative 2 minus 7. Okay, just in case you're worried about working with negatives. Negative 2 minus 7 is negative 9. So 2.00 times 10 to the negative 9. There you go. This time I have 2.00 divided by 4.00, which is a half, or 0.500, times 10 to the 4 minus 8 is negative fourth. Okay, problem is this is not as big as 1. It needs to be between 1 and 10. So I move my decimal point over 1, and this gets smaller. So I have 5.00 times 10 to the negative fifth. Okay. 5 times 3 is 15. So 5.0 times 3.00 equals 15. 2 sig figs is all I can have. Times 10 to the 7 plus 4 is 11. Move my decimal point over, and that's 1.5 times 10 to the 12th. Okay, there we go. And we could have done each and every one of those on our calculator. Let's go back. Let's do them on our calculator now. 2.50. Second EE2. That's the appropriate way to put it in. Don't put times 10. Don't use this button right there, okay? Use the second EE. 2.50 2 multiplied by 2.00 second EE3 equals, and when I convert that into scientific notation, I get 5 times 10 to the 5th. Same thing we got. 5.0 second EE4 multiplied by 7.00 second EE5th, and I get 3.5 times 10 to the 10th. Boom. 2.50 second EE negative 2 divided by 1.25 second EE 7th, 2 times 10 to the negative 9th. Okay? See, they're working out, getting the same answers. 2.00 second EE to the 4th divided by 4.00 second EE to the 8th equals 5 times 10 to the negative 5th. Same answer. 5.0 second EE 7th. Okay. There you go, folks. All right, let's turn it over. Algebra 1 review. If I have 4x equals 30, I divide both sides by 4, and x equals 7.5. If I have 4 minus 7x equals 25, I do 4 minus 25 equals 7x. 4 minus 25 is negative 21 equals 7x. Divide both sides by 7, and x equals negative 3. Okay? Here, 5x plus 7 equals 2x plus 13. So I have 5x minus 2x equals 13 minus 7, or 3x equals 13 minus 7 is 6, or x equals 2. 3x plus 8 equals 29, so I do minus 8 on both sides. 3x equals 21, or x equals 7. Okay, 35 over x equals 7. I cross multiply, and I get 35 over 7 equals x, and 35 divided by 7 is 5. So x squared plus 4 equals 40. I subtract 4 from both sides. X squared equals 36, or x equals plus or minus 6. And if you're in this class, I'm pretty sure your algebra skills are good. Okay, so now, the real reason we're here, solving actual real-world problems. We're going to do an area. What's the area? Area is the length times width. And that equals, if the length is 7.50 centimeters times 15.50 centimeters, and that equals, use my calculator, 7.50 times 15.50, and that's 116.25 centimeters squared, which is approximately, let's pay attention to Sig Figs, that's got 3, that's got 4, I can only have 3, 1, 2, 3, what comes after the 6, that's a 2, I don't round up, about 116 centimeters squared, so 116 centimeters squared. Okay? All right. Volume of a cube. The volume of a cube equals its side cubed, which equals 2.5 centimeters. Quantity cubed. So 2.5 math cubed 15.625 centimeters cubed. I'm limited to 2 sig figs. So at 15.6, the 6 is higher than 5. I round up, and that gives me 16 centimeters cubed, approximately 16 centimeters cubed. Okay. A circle has a radius of 4.25 meters. What is the circumference? Circumference is 2 pi r. Okay, so the circumference equals 2 times 3.14159 times 4.25 meters. R squared. And that's going to equal 3.14159 times 4.25 meters squared, which is going to equal 4.25 x squared times pi. And that gives me 56.7. I'm good for 3 sig figs. The number after the 7 there is a 4. 56.7 meters squared. I don't have to round up. I round down. Okay. So a sum. I'm adding. That means I line up my decimal points. 5.0 grams, 9.28 grams, 8, 2, 9 and 5 is 14, 14.28 grams. I can only go one place after the decimal, so approximately 14.3 grams. 14.3 grams. Difference, that's subtraction. 15.000 milliliters minus 7.38 milliliters. Calculator, do this one. 15.000 minus 7.38, and I get 7.62, and I can use that because it goes to 2 places after the decimal, so 7.62 milliliters. Okay, so that's how you do math for Chem number 1. Make sure everything you have on it is correct, you know what's going on, and if not, reach out to me or any of the other chemistry teachers for help. Okay, this is Morgan signing off.